Welcome, bold explorer, to the realm of Lustria, the land of the ancients. This is not a place for the faint-hearted, but glory, honour, and perhaps most importantly, gold await to those with the courage to venture into a land steeped in indescribable danger. Lustria is home to the world's deepest, darkest, and most perilous jungles. Some would say that campaigning in this place is a fool's game, and in most cases, this is quite correct, but the rewards awaiting the bold or the lucky are potentially stupendous. Gold, arcane artifacts, and even the very secrets of the ancients are there for the taking for those who seek them. However, most adventurers are greeted not with fortune, but with peril and death. Lustria offers many and varied ways to die, each more painful than the next. No jungle in this continent will be complete without the ever-present risk of attack by carnivorous plants or treacherous terrain. Ancient ruins, rivers, dense forests, or open plains, it doesn't matter. These are all highly dangerous places to explore. Places where death is likely to come in many and varied forms, from disease, poison, ferocious beasts, to sudden ambushes or full-blown battles. Some regions are more accessible, though the going is still tough for all but the most skilled of campaigners, and experienced scouts are vital to the survival of any army wishing to travel there. The deepest regions of the jungle are nigh impenetrable, even to the native lizardmen, and no man can even speculate what horrors may lurk there, awaiting the foolhardy and the rash. Although the Lizardmen once roamed across the whole world ages ago, they retreated back to their original stronghold, the vast jungle-covered continent of Lustria. Over many centuries, the Lizardmen have developed or learned to harness many of these reptilian creatures, using them both as beasts of burden and as a devastating shock troops in times of war. Feared and misunderstood by all those who know of their existence, the Lizardmen are not in fact a single race, but rather a cohesive society composed of distinct species: Slan, Saurus, and Skinks, to name a few. They are all considered alien by any other races of the world, for they are weirdly impassive, coldly steadfast, and completely without mercy. Yet each of the species perfectly fulfills a different role in the Great Plan. Only the Lizardmen and other cold-blooded creatures can endure the stifling heat and humidity of Lustria for long. Other races eventually sicken and die. We will explore the Lizardmen more in depth in another episode. For now, we will visit the main cities that are home to these cold-blooded man-lizards. Come along. Itza was the very first temple city to be founded, and is home to the most powerful and ancient practitioners of magic to be found anywhere in the world. Here are housed the great armies of the Lizardmen, and also their greatest treasures. Itza is a spawning city with dozens of distinct districts and pyramid temples taller than mountains. Zlanupek, the City of Mist, is the second city to be founded and is sacred ground for the Lizardmen. For its protection, the city is covered in a thick layer of mists that hide the city from outsiders. At all times, one of the city's priests must maintain the cover of mists, a spell that has remained uninterrupted for long ages. Words turning to creeping vapour which spread forth to encompass the entire city. It is said that the mist possess terrible strength, and in times of need can take the shape of creatures, elemental magic formed from water and air. The city houses a number of ancient artifacts. These treasures, and more, are jealously guarded, and it is a death sentence for any outsider to so much as glimpse the city beneath its protective shroud of mists. Hexotyl, the City of the Sun, is the northernmost temple city. It is Lustria's first line of defence against northern invaders. It is encircled not just by a jungle but also high walls, upon which stand many towers. Saurus and Temple Guard march down its wide avenues, and skink patrols, reinforced by whole herds of stegodons, sweep the surrounding land for hundreds of miles around to ensure any threat is stopped before it can reach Hexotyl. This is the city in which the oldest living Slan Lord, Mazdamundi, resides. There's other interesting location in Lustria, the Vampire Coast. Long ago, many floating shipwrecks washed up on the coast of Lustria, including a vampire named Luther Harkon. He created the undead realm that was eventually named the Vampire Coast, where the bodies of drowned sailors killed in treacherous waters off the coast rise from the cold depths to haunt the land. To the native lizardmen, Lustria is a haven, a death trap to invaders, and a bulwark against the disorder set loose in a world with the coming of chaos. When chaos first entered this world, Lustria wasn't as dangerous a continent when it first came into being. In desperation, they enchanted the jungle, turning it into a living death trap. Rivers were redirected to impede the demonic advance, and volcanoes rose and erupted to slow their hellish progress. After this event, named the Great Catastrophe, in which chaos entered the world, Skaven were the first of the younger species to vie for control of Lustria. There, Clan Pestilence infected many lizardmen with a plague that weakened their power and caused many of their cities to fall into ruin. This was only reversed with the rise of the serpent god Sotek around the Imperial Year Zero, who drove the Skaven out of Lustria.
Thank you for watching. On this channel, we're putting together fan-made cinematic episodes featuring historical and fantasy battles based on the settings from the Total War series and, of course, good old World of Warhammer. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe and hit the notification button to be the first to watch the next battle.